Esther McVey goes, and maybe no surprise because she was thought to be one of those who was most argumentative, most unhappy with the PM at the cabinet yesterday. Some suggest she got in a bit of a argy-bargy with the chief whip. She demanded a vote. Anyway, she has gone. Similar reasons actually to Dominic Raab. She says in a resignation letter, look, the deal you're doing does not deliver on the referendum, and she cites this issue of taking back control. Her fears, like Dominic Raab's fear, is that the backstop deal with Northern Ireland means we are out of control. We don't have a grip on when we can leave this temporary customs arrangement, and there is a danger of Northern Ireland being treated separately. But, wow, what happens next? Well, it seems to me that all the Brexiteers now have to be looking at each other and thinking, well, Dominic Raab has gone, Esther McVey has gone, what am I doing in the cabinet? And I'm told there is now a conference call amongst members of the European Research Group. That's the sort of hardline Brexiteers fronted up by Jacob Rees-Mogg. So they're having a conference call now, actually, where they will be discussing what do we do now? And I suspect top of their questions will be, do we press the nuclear button and start firing in those letters to Graham Brady, the chairman of the 22, demanding a vote of confidence in Theresa May? They were debating it last night. A lot of them were humming and hawing, saying, no, I'm not sure it's a good idea because actually Mrs. May could win, and then that would strengthen her position. Now, however, maybe that dynamic has changed. Maybe they take the view, actually, Mrs. May can't go on. She's lost another Brexit secretary. She seems to be hemorrhaging ministers, potentially. Maybe it's game over. Maybe it is the time now to mount a leadership challenge. Now, I've called Graham Brady. He says he can't talk at the moment.
And just remind people who he is.
Graham Brady is sort of the top man in the grey suit. He is the head of the Tory backbenchers committee, and he's the one who MPs have to send in their letters to saying we would rather like a leadership contest. Now, in the past, he's always said, no, there aren't the 48 letters required. That's 15% of the parliamentary party. And until they get to that number, you can't have a leadership contest.
Okay.
But the Brexiteers are adamant they have the numbers, and if they want to do it, they can do it.
If the resignations continue from Mrs. May's top team, is she going to hang on, or will she say, I've done what I can, I've done what I could?
Do you know, that is only something she can answer, to be honest, Vic. Put it this way, her task just becomes so much harder. We already know there's a huge groundswell of unease on the back benches about her deal. The opposition parties seem lined up to oppose it. Her DUP allies are unhappy, Remainers are unhappy. The one thing she seemed to have got was the cabinet. Now, that was a big win last night, and I think there was a view, okay, she's got the cabinet, maybe she can get a bit of momentum going, maybe she can sort of try to bring it back together. With the cabinet beginning to fracture, that becomes really, really hard. I mean, my impression, Mrs. May's a pretty tough cookie. She won't bottle easily. And I suspect her first instinct will be damage limitation. She'll, express regret that Dominic Raab has gone. Esther McVey, bluntly, doesn't matter so much. The real worry is if Dominic Raab's resignation then forces out key figures like Sajid Javid, for example. If he was to walk, if you lose your Home Secretary, it just gets very, very difficult. But, the bottom line is this is a very fluid situation. Everyone here is running around. Just waiting to see what happens next. And the incredible thing about it is Mrs. May is going to be in the Commons on her feet in about 20 minutes time, and as I said before, you just wonder who is going to be sitting alongside her. Will those big players be ready to sit alongside her and basically row in behind her and send out a sort of visual message to the rest of the party that we are going to back the PM, or will they be tactfully absent, perhaps sending out a sort of preliminary sign that maybe they too might quit?
Yeah.